here. Alright, that should be good. Alright, cool. So hello guys, and welcome to the final episode of the Witchwood card reviews that are spoiled, because after today, they're going to be revealing the whole set. So then for the next two videos, I'm going to be doing the Constructor Compendium, and I'm going to be doing the Arena Compendium as well. So for those of you who don't know, I do a compendium for every expansion release, where I rate all the cards from 5 stars, which is like Instacraft, Do Not Disenchant, found in every single good deck, and to 0 stars, right? 0 stars basically being dust. And I don't know, maybe there's going to be a lot of 0 stars in Dustwood or whatnot, but we do know one thing for sure, is that the Amaz Compendium is 150% accurate, okay? Correlates to my IQ level. Alright, so let's go and start with this final batch of cards. First of all, we have Town Crier, 1 mana, 1/2, warrior card, that says battle cry, draw a rush minion from your deck. This is actually really good. I think this is insane, because usually Novice Engineer is a 2 mana 1/1, right? This is a 1 mana 1/2 that draws a card from your deck. And it also has card selection. So I think this is actually a really, really good card. And if they give any more good rush cards, then it gets better. This works with the Warlock Legendary that's really boring as well. I forgot what it was. There's a Worgen that has a 4/4 charge. Like, that works pretty well with that. But I think this is a very strong card by itself. Like, the stats line are really good. So if there are a couple more rush minions, this is gonna be great. Marty Marone, thanks for the sub with the 2 months. Thank you. Nah, this is not 100 Dust, dude. This is 100 Dust. Alright, we have 4 mana 2/3 Beast in Shaman as taunts, okay? So, and then it says destroy your totems, so all your totems. And then you get +2/+2 for each totem destroyed. This is actually just garbage. Like, 4 mana 4/5 taunt is not ridiculous, and you have to kill one of your own totems. Like, this actually seems terrible. And I think this also seems like this could be okay in Arena, because late game your totems don't really do anything, so you can get like a Boulder Fist Ogre if you have 2 totems. But this has like 0 potential in Constructed, right? This is actually just god awful. It doesn't even work with the double battle cry card, right? Murmuring Elemental, because you can't destroy totems twice. So yeah, this is kind of garbage. Countess Ashmore, 7 mana 6 neutral legendary. It says battle cry, you draw a rush, a lifesteal, and a death rattle card from your deck. So notice it says card, so you could get something like Bloodraiser, for example, because Bloodraiser is a death rattle card, so it doesn't exclusively limit to minions. Now this card is really good, right? This card actually makes Ancient of Lore look like a wimp. It's a 7 mana 6 draw 3. Whereas Ancient of Lore is a 7 mana 5/5 draw 1 now, right? We see how much Ancient of Lore got played back then, right? When it was a 7 mana 5/5 draw 2. And this is better, right? Because not only is it 7 mana 6/6 bigger stats, and it also draws an extra card. It draws specifically cards that are Rush, Lifesteal, and Death Rattle. So if you can build a deck around this, then it'll be really, really good. So I think this is actually one of the better legendaries that were that's in the new expansion, and this is gonna be good. Yeah, this is gonna be great. Next up, we have Book of Specters. For 2 mana, you get a mage spell that says draw 3 cards and discard any spells drawn. Honestly, this is like the first draw card that has a discard thing attached to it, right? Like, for example, like, how often would you play a 2 mana card that says draw 3 cards and then discard one of them, right? That seems really good. That's 2 mana draw 2. Like, how could this be bad? 2 mana draw 1 is also really good. Yeah, this reminds me of a lot of Magic cards that do this thing, but it discards from this cards drawn. This also kind of reminds me of Graceful Charity from Yu-Gi-Oh! But man, 2 mana draw 3? Like, imagine if you play this in like an Elemental Mage, right? That seems really good. You can also play this in like... You can also play... This is... I don't know, man. I don't know if you would play this in like a Combo Mage or something like that. Because like, say you play in Combo Mage, like in Quest Mage, right? And then you have Sorcerer's Apprentice and Antonidas, and you don't need any more spells, so you just need those pieces. This might be a little bit iffy on that one, but I'm not really sure. I don't know. I feel like this card is just really good because 2 mana draw 1 card is still playable. So then anything above that is really ridiculous. So yeah, I think this card is great. Next up, we have Mossy Horror. For 6 mana, you get a 2/7. Okay. It says Battlecry. Destroy all other minions with 2 or less attack. So it's basically a 2/7 body that casts Shadow or Horror. This is pretty garbage. I don't see this happening in Constructed. I mean, giving Shadow or Horror to all classes is fine, but it's a 6 mana. It's like super expensive, right? This is just an arena card. And in arena, I think this is fine. I mean, just comes down and kills something. It's like Bookworm in that sense, right? Really good against Paladin for sure, but this seems kind of bad. I think this is just useless. Oh, shit. Oops. Alright. Next up, we have Fester Root Hawk. 5 mana, 2/7. It says, after a friendly minion attacks, this gains +1 attack. So if you can play this on curve and have like 1 minion attack, it's a 5 mana 3/7, and then it keeps on growing. It's kind of like a different take of Frothing Berserker, but the fact that you have to attack with a minion makes this a little bit more awkward. I just don't see this happening in Constructed either, because it doesn't have any other stats. I mean, it doesn't have any of the keywords, right? It doesn't have Taunt, it doesn't have Rush, it doesn't have anything like that. Do note that this triggers on itself. So if you want to attack with this, it automatically gets +1 attack. So I feel like this is a really, really good arena card, right? This is one of the arena cards that snowball, but I just don't see you playing this in Warrior. Like, even in Smork Warrior, you don't want to play a 5-drop. So, yeah. I don't think this is going to happen. Alright, there is a chance that this could happen because there are rush minions now, right? Like, man, I feel like this is just bad. It just doesn't have anything in Constructed. It's just like, it does have 7 health, which is pretty good, right? 5 drops usually don't have 7 health. But yeah, I'm not really big on this. I feel like you can put this on, like, just substitute for any other warrior card, and it'll be fine. Alright, next up we have Splitting Fester Oot. For 8 mana, you get a 4/4. When this, as a Death Rattle effect, yeah? Summon 2 2/2s, but then there is something special that doesn't say on this effect, right? The 2/2s, when they die into 2 1/1s. So there's actually an extra effect on this. So it's not as bad as you guys think it is. But in Constructed, I feel like it's still pretty bad because it's 8 mana 4/4. People are still playing Spellbreakers and Silence effects and yada yada yada. It's 8 mana 4/4, even if they don't silence it. It's a 4 attack, 4 health minion on an 8 drop. This is a pure arena card. And in arena, I don't think it's even that good. Like, 8 drops, you need them to have high attack. Because you want to pressure your opponent. You play this and your opponent goes like, oh, I'm just going to keep on doing my stuff. So, yeah, I feel like this is just kind of garbage on both ways. And of course, N'Zoth is rotating out, right? So you can't even do any cool Death Rattle stuff. Do note that does summon a lot of stuff, right? If you add up all the stats, it's like 4/4, and then 2 4/4s, and then 4 1/1. So added up, it's like an 8 mana 12/12. But it's not really like that because it's not 12 attack. Alright, next we have Test Greymane, an 8 mana card for Rogue. Okay, Rogues usually don't like really high cost minions. So what do we have? 8 mana 6/6. Battlecry. Replay every card from another class you've played this game. Targets chosen randomly. This card is really dangerous. I feel like if a Thief Rogue is gonna be good, then Test Greymane is gonna be good. Because if you look at this, it says every card from you play from another class, right? So you can't replay Rogue stuff. But it says card. So you actually get the minions back. So say you stole like, I don't know, a Tyrion or something. You play Test Greymane, you get a Tyrion back. And any other Paladin spells you get. This could get really spicy. Right? Like, when a card says every, you gotta go like, whoa. This might be something good, right? I think in the history of Hearthstone, every time it says every, right? Like, for example, like Dr. Six in Mysterious Challenger, you put every secret onto the battlefield. Yoxaron cast every spell you cast before, right? So every time it says every, you gotta be very careful. I don't know if Thief Rogue is gonna be a thing, because at the end of the day, it's still RNG. So competitive decks still want a little bit more consistency to it. But this might be inconsistently consistent, right? Because there's just gonna be a lot of steal effects. And there's also the Echo card, the 2-mana Echo card that draws you a random class card from your opponent's class. This would be really bad in the mirror match, obviously, but we don't even need to think about that too much, I guess. But I think this has a lot of potential. I think this is gonna be great. Okay. Next we have Blink Fox. 3-mana 3/3 beast in Rogue that adds a random card to your hand from your opponent's class. This is ridiculous. This is actually bonkers. Alright? This is actually bonkers. This actually obviously synergized with the last card we saw, Tess. Right? But by itself, this is ridiculous, right? It's better than Huckster. Huckster is a 2-mana 2/2, but when it dies, you get a card. This draws you the card immediately, so you can play immediately on turn 10. Like, imagine you play Blink Fox and you get a 7-drop, right? You can play immediately. This is actually ridiculous. Alright? It's an insta-pick in Arena. I think in Arena it's actually something like 6 stars or something. Like, this is actually just insta-pick. In Constructed, I think, if you're playing Thief, you're obviously playing this, right? This is actually so good. I don't know. Rogues are like the king of 3-drops, I have to say. So, very excited to play this card, I guess. Alright, onwards to the Mage Legendary. 2-mana 2/2. Archmage Arugal. Alright, what does it say? It says, whenever you draw a minion, add a copy of it to your hand. So, you begin to draw like multiples. Well, you play in Quest Mage, you get multiple girls, and then, yeah, you can end the game that way, I guess. But then you have to play this, and then you hope to draw a girl. What if you play this in like a Tempo Mage or Elemental Mage or something like that? I mean, drawing extra cards is not really what mid-range Mage wants to do, right? They just want to kill their opponent. And this doesn't work. This not working on spells makes it a little bit iffy, I guess. But, yeah, I mean, once again, it's a cheap creature that if it stays on the board, you can do some dirty stuff with it, right? You can just, like, draw more cards when this is on the board, like Arcane Intellect or something. So, I won't count this card out, but it's definitely not as good as, you know, as, like, on the face of the board, right? You need to combo this with something. Maybe, like, you play this, and you play, like, Book of Specters, and then you get, like, you fill your hand with all the cards. Maybe that will work out. But I still iffy on that. Because at the end of the day, Tempo Mage needs to play cards, not draw cards. You just want to play cards. When you draw a million cards and you don't have enough mana to play them, they're kind of useless. Alright. Speaking of more draw cards, another Mage minion, Bonfire Elemental. 5-mana, 5/5 Elemental. If you played an Elemental last turn, draw a card. This is actually... Elemental Mage is... Oh, man. This is like... It doesn't actually help you on the board if that in that case, right? It does draw closer to your Fireballs and your Frostbolts and whatnot, so it's good that way. But it's no Goblin Blast Mage, for example, right? If you compare this to a Zerdrick, it is really good, right? And we do know that their Leyline Manipulator is still in the meta, so maybe that can be a thing, but yeah, I feel like this is like... I feel like this could make the Elemental Shell, but Elemental Mage don't really seem like a thing. So, yeah, it really depends if Elemental Mage is good. And I think if Elemental Mage is good, you would play 2 of these. Like, you would want to play this in your deck. Because this is a 5-mana 5/5 draw card, right? In Arena, this is ridiculous. You just auto-pick this in Arena, right? You just click it. It's a 5-mana 5/5. Just click it. Alright, next card we have Arcane Keysmith. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh my god. 4-mana 2/2. Discover a secret and put it into the battlefield. I cannot imagine this card being bad. This card is ridiculous. This card is ridiculous. It's a 4-mana 2/2 that puts a 3-mana secret onto the battlefield. So it's a 1-mana 2/2 that puts a secret. And you get to discover it. So you get to like choose whatever best fits your situation in that spot, right? And we're talking about Constructed right now, right? So Counterspell is actually like a thing that you can actually put. Man, I think this card is ridiculous. Like, oh, it's gonna be so frustrating to play against this, right? Because you actually cannot really play around it. It's a discover secret. It's not even a secret they put in your deck. It's actually RNG. So you kind of have to guess. I think this card is going to be really good. And I think this is auto pick in Arena as well, right? And this card is... I'm a little bit frustrated about this card. Because it's one of those cards that just... Oh, I guess I got the good secret. Now you lose kind of thing, right? And you can't really play around it. So, yeah. There you go. Next we have Witchwood Piper. For 4 mana you get a 3/3. It's a neutral card. Battlecry. You draw a minion from your deck with the lowest mana cost. There has to be some way to abuse this, right? It's a 4 mana 3/3 draw card. Which we actually have... Well, it's kind of like Gnomish Inventor, right? But it really specifically says... Draw a minion from your deck with the lowest mana cost. So if you have something that's like a combo piece... So something like, I don't know, like one of the new 2 mana legendaries that we saw before, or if you have something like a Sorcerer's Apprentice, if you have something like just I feel like legendaries are the main thing that you can abuse of this, like low mana cost, right? Wait, is Prince Keleseth rotating out? I think it is, right? He's Old Gods. Wait, no, he's Frozen Throne. No. So yeah, you can actually tutor Keleseth with this. Kelseleth. I don't know. The 2 mana to the Prince guy, right? You can actually like get the thing out. So yeah. Wait, no. Wait, is Keleseth? What the heck is Keleseth? Okay, I actually. Oh shit! Wait 1 second. Kesseleth? How do you even spell that name? Knights of the Frozen. So yeah, it's not rotating out. Dude, it's not rotating out. Okay, so this card is gonna be like... There's a lot of potential with this card. There's so many cards that you can tutor out. It's gonna be great. Stop laughing at my Hearthstone Pro player, dude. Wait, I messed up my display capture. Wait. Alright, there you go. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, next we have Druid of the Scythe. 3 mana 2/2. Alright, and when you play it, you get to transform this into either a 4/2 Rush or a 2/4 Taunt. This seems insane in Arena. I think this is just auto pick. A 4/2 Rush is insanely good. It's a 3 mana Shadow Bolt. And if you don't need a Shadow Bolt, you get a Taunt minion. So this is definitely auto pick in Arena. In Constructed, 4/2 Rush. 4/2 Rush is like a Huffer. But the fact that it can't go face obviously is a little awkward. And you also transform this, so it's kind of awkward. So... And that 2/4 Taunt is like a Squirming Tentacle, right? Like, why would you want to play Squirming Tentacle in Constructed? So, yeah, I have to say that this is garbage in Constructed, but this is like insta-pick in Arena. Because in Arena, you really like these effects, right? These effects are really strong in Arena. Wow, this is a weird ass card because like so good in one format and so unplayable in another format. All right, now we have 3 more cards to go. We have Bewitched Guardian. For 5 mana, you get a 4/1 battle card gain plus 1 health for each card you have as taunt. So it's like a Twilight Drake, right? It's a Twilight Drake that has taunts for 1 extra mana. I think that actually has a little potential, right? Having taunt in Big Druid is actually pretty good. How many cards do you want? Like, you want at least 5 cards in your hand to play this effectively, right? Oh, it has taunt, but it's like a Twilight Drake. Isn't Ironwood Golem just better then? I feel like if you want to play something that's sturdily and hand-wise, just Ironwood Golem is just fine. So I feel like this is bad. Like, you really need this to be a 5 mana 4/7 to get your money's worth, right? Like, imagine you're going first, right? You play a card every turn until you play this. Then this is a 5 mana 4/5. Man, that's actually garbage. Alright, you know what? I'm really down on this card. I felt like it was gonna be a thing, but no, I think this card is just garbage. I think you would just play Ironwood Golem. Like, Ironwood Golem is just a better version of this. So, yeah, I think this is garbage. Next up, we have Ferocious Howl. For 3 mana, draw a card, and then you gain an armor for each card in your hand. So it counts the card you draw. So, gain 1 armor for each card in your hand. Huh. This is probably the best armor gain that we've seen in Druid in a while, right? There's so many bad cards before that were like armor gain that didn't really work out. This is like a shield block. Actually, this is like a shield block. This is actually exactly like a shield block, right? It's just worded differently. And if you give shield block to Druid, this does have a little potential, I think. I think shield block is a good card in Constructed. Man, it's really hard because, like, I don't exactly know what cards are rotating out. Like, I don't know what pieces, right? Because 3 sets are getting rotated out in Standard. But shield block was playable, like, in Warrior. So, and Feral Rage was also playable in Druid, right? They just wanted to gain more armor and stuff. So, I feel like this is okay. I don't think this is a crazy card, but I think it would still find the place in its decks. So it's like mediocre, I guess. Yeah, I'll just say mediocre. It's not like oh my god, I want to play this card really, really badly. Alright, and the final card that is spoiled for today. Wait, 1 second, let's see. Let me just double check if it's all the cards, because I might be missing some. This website sometimes misses. Yeah, this is the last card, okay. So the last card that's revealed for today is Paragon of Light. It's a very cool name, I guess. 3 mana, 2/5 Paladin minion. Says, has taunt and lifesteal while has 3 or more attack. I think this is the first minion in the game that can gain taunt and lose taunt. Right? So if you have like a Direwolf Alpha, and then your Direwolf Alpha dies, this actually loses taunt and the lifesteal, which is... This is actually kind of interesting. As a card, the thing about this is that the Gadget Stand cards are rotating out, right? So like Hand Buff Paladin is gonna be gone, which is a problem because like how else are you gonna buff this to +1 attack? You need to use some other stuff. Like you need to actually buff this up with like a spell, right? Like a blessing or something, or you have to use something like a Scalebane? Wait, is Scalebane rotating out? Guys, I swear I'm a professional Hearthstone player. Okay, it's not. Thank God. Okay, wait, is what Bone Mare is? Bone Mare is from Knights, right? Alright, so yeah, okay. Like I said, you could be like I said, you could play this with like, you know, a very like with the Bone Mares and, you know, Scalebanes that are still in Standard right now, or you can play with like a Blessing to make this work. But at the end of the day, I don't think this is actually getting you too far. It has Taunt and Lifesteal, right? Taunt and Lifesteal are probably the most redundant keywords in Hearthstone, right? If you have a minion that's Taunt, it pretty much is Lifesteal anyways, and vice versa, right? So this, I feel like this is really shiny in a way. Like, it has a lot of stats, there's 2 keywords, but I think the 2 keywords kind of suck. Oh, I guess you can use it for Keleseth. Keleseth Paladin. Yeah, I feel like this card kind of sucks. I don't know. I feel like this is not gonna happen. This card just, it's just such a redundant text that you don't really need it. Like, Taunt and Lifesteal is so redundant. Obsidian Statue is bad. Obsidian Statue is good because it has an extra Death Rattle effect, right? And then it comes back. I think Obsidian Statues could get worse in the next expansion too. Death Rattle Weapon. Alright, if you use Paragon of Light with Valinir, then it's not even that good. Alright, I'm gonna say this card is trash. And I think this card is good in Arena because it's a 3-mana 2/5, right? Like, enough said. And then in Arena, it's easier to find random buffs that buff this up. But I'm gonna go with this is garbage. This doesn't look good. This just doesn't look good to me. We'll try and come back to this when we see the whole set, but this looks garbage. That's good stats. No. I know what you guys are saying, but I have to go with what I feel, what I think, and I think this card is garbage. So I'm gonna say this card is garbage. All right. So those are the new cards. Overall, the cards I'm most excited about are the Thief Rogue. Thief Rogue is gonna be pretty fun, and Countess is really good. Town Crier is really good. And there are some other cards that are alright as well. So. Yeah, I think those are those. Oh my god! And of course, this stupid mage secret card. Okay, it's gonna kill so many games. It's gonna be so annoying. So yeah, there's a lot of good cards released in this patch, or in this batch. So for the next video, you guys are gonna see me. You guys are gonna see me in the Constructor Compendium review, where I go over every single card, and I'm going to be rating them in 0 stars to 5 stars for Constructor and Arena. It's gonna be great. Alright, so see you guys in that video. And